gross.
The Gross Domesticated Podcast live. This is GDPLive. I'm your host, Pat George. We go live every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday from the Gross Domesticated Podcast page on Facebook, as well as the Baby Mermaid Productions Instagram, which usually has it's pretty clear audio. You can hear everything pretty well. You can see everything pretty well. We don't save that video. You can join in. You can pound off. You can pound off in the comments.
I like this pound off thing.
Yeah, you like that? That was
like that.
I have to attribute it to Sir Brandon Youngblood. He has been knighted. He was one to we did a hockey podcast for a short time where and he said, I think he meant to say sound off, but then he said pound off. But then when he, I don't know if I say he reverse engineered it. He says he already knew it. Either way, he gets credit. He said pound off because you're pounding the keys. You're pounding off.
I got you. I like this. I like this.
And it's got the double entendre, for jerking it. And that's part of the Gross Domesticated Podcast, right? We love farts. We love peeing, all that stuff. Oh, by the way, Tyler Rothrock is here, guys.
I am. Tyler, sorry, I'm just trying to. I got the link out. Link out to my fans, dude. So we're gonna get overwhelmed.
Oh, perfect.
Overwhelmed.
Oh, perfect.
With people.
That they can, and don't forget, you can pound off in the chat as well on Facebook. And I should have that up here. I should see it here. Again, this is all conditionary. Conditionary.
By the way, there's gonna be no fans of mine, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. All no overwhelming amount of people are gonna come. In fact, I think people actively try to avoid wherever I'm talking.
Okay, so basically, what you just did was put a curse on the show.
I'm the Black Plague of all things comedy.
Oh, wonderful! Well,
I have that reputation in New York City.
You're in
bar shows, we're barked in shows. If you don't get it's all reliant on if people will come in off the street to your show. I have this long running tradition of most shows. If I'm a part of it, if I'm on the bill, they never happen. They just don't go.
Well, let me see if I can. I like to take credit for most of the shows I have. When you have a guest on and you promote a thing, you get a whatever bump. So this is a GDP bump. I'm going to try to do it. So if you guys like Tyler Rothrock, you can catch him on the Teed Up podcast.
Yes.
That is available audio only form as well as YouTube. I didn't realize you guys had a YouTube channel. You were telling me that that's on broadcast TV, right?
Well, it hasn't started yet, so we're just kind of getting our bearings. But it will be on local, I guess, Surface Electric cable TV.
Okay,
would be the network.
Nice.
It's a local TV thing.
Hell yeah! I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that or not.
No, you can. You can say, listen, who cares, right? People, I don't know. People get all bent out of shape about stuff.
Oftentimes.
What's the deal with that? This is not serious stuff.
This is a lot of times because especially if it's like it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and either way, it's on YouTube.
yeah.
So you can catch that there as well as you can see. Oh, also, I wanted to ask you a couple things about that. But you also have merch, dude. That fucking merch. I didn't realize the pocket tee, dude.
Pocket tee, dude.
My favorite thing is a pocket tee.
Yeah. I got a credit to my buddy Andrew Hess on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely pocket tee. He was definitely go pocket tee. And they're not flying off the shelves, so they're available, but I'm wearing them. So the cool thing about buying a lot of t-shirts for your podcast is when nobody buys them, you just have a bunch of t-shirts. You feel rich, you feel royal with having a stock of things.
Yeah.
I have it seems like I have an endless supply of t-shirts. So that's a nice thing.
So yeah, either way, you either will never have to do shirt laundry for the rest of your life, most likely, maybe? Is it that much?
No, but it'll hold me over. It's it'll hold me over through the summer.
During a pandemic, how many times are you changing? But I think you have TylerRothrock.com. Is that where you get the thing, or is it teedup.com?
Yeah, TylerRothrock.com is where all the goods are.
I will definitely buy. I'm going to buy one. I'll
just send you one.
Well, okay. Well, then I'll Venmo you. I mean, well, like let's give it a transaction. Let's have it be tax write off for me.
Send me a pic of yours. Send me something. I mean,
yeah.
Hold
on a second.
You choose, Pat. You choose.
Well, I wanted to compliment you, but it's also, I guess it kind of just sounds like I'm complimenting myself, and I don't want it to come off that way. But I mean, really, we had the Buddha Boys podcast years ago,
right.
and we had merch. The only merch that we ever really got, first of all, took forever to get, and it was black pocket tees with us printed on white on the pocket.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, like that is. And I was thinking about that, like I was thinking that is not utilized enough.
The pocket
decoration.
Oh, no.
Pocket decoration inside. You also see the thing online. Do you ever see the thing with like the little pet poking out of the like
peeking out?
Yeah, do that more. What's going on with you people?
Tons of stuff you can do. Not to mention, everybody complains about not having enough storage for things.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pocket on your shirt. Utilize it. Make it worth it. I put stuff in it every time. I'll never not use that pocket.
It's always best for holding your vitamins if you have a little vitamin thing.
Vitamins, a charger. Everybody's without a charger. Put a fucking charger. Can I swear on this, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. Go for it.
Fuck. Okay, cool.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but dude, throw a charger in that little pocket, man. It's perfect. It's a perfect charger pocket, if you ask me.
I think there's a limit of how much you can put in it. Because I've had I think a charger might be just the limit, like depending on the size of it.
Yeah, because especially if you go, you got to wrap it up, right? You got to. But if it's a brick,
hey Tyler, always wrap it up, okay?
It's true.
Hey,
it's true for the kids. You must say that.
Wrap it up.
The kids need to know a healthy way to. But yeah, throw. Which, by the way, condoms in that pocket.
Condoms.
Great condom pocket.
By the way. Condoms. So,
that's what he's talking about. That's what Pat was referring to when he said wrap it up. I imagine. Sorry, I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Here we go with things in my mouth already.
I know. I committed to that saying, and I'm like, this is gonna go. This is gonna go the wrong way.
We got some pounding already, actually. John,
I'd love to see some pounding.
John Montag saying, "Timeout. You can pay for T-shirts in dick pics now." Oh, okay, so yeah, you may have set a weird precedent there. John's
or maybe these T-shirts are gonna start flying off the shelves now.
Are we talking dick coin?
Let's make our own. Yeah, let's make our own. Let's make our own currency.
I think. Oh yeah, actually, look. Manny says he's wearing a Buddha Boys shirt right now. He has one of the shirts from.
Do you have any left?
I have the one that I have, and I could probably get that one off Manny if you want.
We'll go shirt for shirt. I want a Buddha Boy shirt.
Oh, like soccer players.
Yeah.
Like we have to get sweaty in them though first, huh?
Yeah, and we have to hold them up and exchange them to each other.
Speaking of getting sweaty,
I love it.
You, my friend. I finally actually, you told me about how you've been working the Teed Up podcast, like having guests and playing around and stuff like that. I could not envision it whatsoever. You explained it perfectly, but I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I saw it.
Yeah.
That is like, it's so fucking cool. Please explain how. See now I'm overcompensating because you were asking about the swearing.
Wait, the part? Which thing?
The how like where the sheet. Oh, you explain it. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a sheet and then you have like a projector.
Yeah, there's a place in Allentown called the Sweet Spot. It's like if you guys are like familiar with Topgolf, it's a Topgolf it's basically an indoor Topgolf.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this little segment called Par or Dare, where somebody will dare me, give me a dare on Instagram.
I like
where
that.
If I don't make a par, I have to do the dare. Like I've had to order lasagna from Chick-fil-A, or I've had to hit on a friend's mom. These are the kind of things.
Was wall sits?
I'm always looking for dares. I need more dares.
Was wall sits one of those?
Wall sits, yeah. And then so the other thing, so that's like a kind of like just a quick thing.
Okay.
Then the actual episode it's like a skins match. Like in golf, it's called a skins match. You play against somebody, and each hole has a dollar value on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if nobody wins that hole, like if you tie on the hole, the dollar value gets transferred to the next hole.
Okay, so like the pot gets bigger and bigger with each one. Okay,
but like we're playing golf against like comedians without lots of money or just people in general.
Yeah.
So instead of money, we play for dares.
Oh, okay.
Each hole has a dare.
Each hole has a dare. Okay, so how many?
So we'll play a 3-hole match.
Okay.
3 dares.
Yeah.
First hole, like the first, and the dares get increasingly more difficult or embarrassing as the match goes on.
Okay.
Like the one you saw, Zach, who's like a very good golfer. He's like on the mini tours right now in Florida. The first dare was, I think I have to caddy for him in an event, which I lost. Second hole was a wall sit, which I lost.
Uh-huh.
And then I had to do a wall sit through the next hole, whole entire, which was hard. I'm not a good wall sitter.
You were doing it, and like he was, I that was my favorite, was him he did the thing where he did the grass thing.
Yeah, he was throwing the grass inside.
I got that. Like I'm not here. I know quite a bit, like not a bunch. John officially doesn't give any tips on hacks.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't allow tips or anything like that on the show. But he has given me a couple pointers, but I am familiar a little bit with golf, and that made me laugh. Like when he was like, he did the thing,
he was milking it,
and he's just like, and he did the little tap thing. Like I do shit like that too. I'm like, I've just seen people do this. I don't know why they do it, and I love that he did every unnecessary thing before he took the shot. It's really funny, a really funny clip.
And then the last dare was like the week of the Masters, and I had to call the Augusta National where they play the Masters and try to get a tee time for Sunday when all the boys were playing.
And would that be, so now that could end up being, it's all content. I mean, obviously the wall sit thing is there, but like any of that other stuff is also. The other thing that I like is the guess where it went game that you play on Instagram.
Yeah. I guess on Instagram, if I'm playing golf, I'll put a picture of the hole and I'll put like 3 numbers or 4 or 5 numbers, and I'll have the folks guess where the drive went.
It's really funny. Like it's really fun, and like it's like, again, it's got the thing, all the elements. What I always say to Dom, my wife, and everyone that will ever listen to me, comedy makes everything better. Like it's been a like a mood diffuser for me for years. Like I've been able to like, oh, look at that tragic thing that happened. Well, let's, have a great time and, pie in the face. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of the bullshit, like it's not necessarily just, putting away the emotions, but it's definitely kind of laughing at.
It throws a little Band-Aid on it. And people complain about that. They're like, well, you can't mask your feelings. Like, why not?
Yeah.
For a little.
It's coping. It's my coping mechanism. That's what I was trying to think of.
There you go.
So, but I think in that same thing, I think if there's a horror movie, like everybody likes, every horror movie is kind of a horror comedy, but it just whether or not it means to. Like Cabin in the Woods is, I think, one of the best ever horror movies, but it's because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also a great fucking horror movie. Like it's like a very funny movie disguised as a cool horror movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hate, like, I'm bad at horror. Like horror, I don't think I've ever watched. I watched one scary movie back in high school. I forget what it was called. It was the one where the girl's head turns around.
Poltergeist?
Feel like, what the hell is it called?
No, Exorcist.
Exorcism of Emily Rose. Exorcism of
one.
Emily Rose.
Oh yeah, that one's fucked up.
And I'm like, yo, that's a wrap for these things, man. I'm not coming. I don't care. It was like a date, like a multiple date situation. That girl never talked to me again because I'm like this the whole time. I'm like, oh. It's like you can't look tough and cool in middle school when you're like, yo.
Yeah. Especially
is her head on? Is it on? It's like, yo, you suck, man.
I think about that too, like because it wasn't even 3D or something, right? Like it wasn't.
It was just a fucking chick's head twisting off.
Yeah, and they do the thing where like it's obviously it's a different experience, but like I have cowered in my movie seat before. I went to see the Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, and I had seen it already, but I think I've told this story before on the show, but I'll
I'll allow it.
Short story. We were in the parking lot to see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. We had imbibed in some of the devil's lettuce before the
Yes.
the thing. We got to this is Florida, Pat. This is
Okay.
before. Okay, so this is I don't want to incriminate anybody.
This is Disneyland, Pat.
This is exactly. Well, Disney World, Pat.
Disney World, Pat.
So we went to we went into the movie theater, tried to buy tickets to Jay and Silent Bob, but I was not old enough. Yes, I was not old enough to see the R-rated movie. So my cohorts that were with me, I almost incriminated somebody, said, "Well, just buy the movie ticket here." And then, buy it for another movie and just sneak in. And I was just like, I've done enough illegal things at this point.
Yeah.
I can't do any more illegal things.
Which you're the only one that's ever said that sentence in the state of Florida.
Ever.
In the history of the state of Florida.
I don't have it in me. Once you get the meth inside my body, I'm like, I'm just like, no, I honestly don't want to eat any people.
Yeah,
I kind of just want to lay down. I don't feel
done
good.
bath salts. I will not sneak into a movie. Okay?
Yeah. No thanks, pal. I have standards, okay? But I went into Planet of the Apes because that's the one I'd already seen it, by the way. So
yeah.
But
I love how you can't see Jay and Silent Bob, you can see Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Planet
of the Apes. Yeah. Come on in here to this one. This one's fine.
They're straight up murder. Like they beat other apes to death, but because they're apes. I mean, there's an ape in fucking Jay and Silent Bob. I thought the irony there was a little weird. But I went into the movie theater and it had already started, and I was sitting there and it was the scene. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
No,
but
of course not.
It's wonderful. This is a very controversial statement, but I love all of the Planet of the Apes movie.
I'm glad they made multiple. That's good.
All of them. I love all.
How many are
of them.
there?
Well, like the originals. I'm talking about Tim Burton. I'm talking about all the new ones they've made. I like all of them the same.
Okay.
Same.
Well, that's Florida Pat coming out.
There we
I
go.
Gotta say.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
he's still there. But I'm sitting in my seat and I'm like, I'm fucking super high, like because like we were gonna go see the Stoner movie, but I'm sitting there and I'm just hearing like apes screaming at the like just like flying like, and you can hear them rustling through the leaves. They're chasing down the human slaves that have escaped. So like it's just a bunch of humans like silently, as because they can't talk.
Yeah, this is. I mean, Pat, you're explaining a recipe for an existential crisis.
Oh my
right now.
God! Like I did not even have the foresight to close. Like I was closing my eyes, but I could still the surround sound was just like, and I was the only person in the and I've already seen it. I'm just like, oh my God, I know what's next. Like,
what were the people in the theater? That's an interesting movie to watch with others in the theater. You know how there's like certain movies that are cool to watch with strangers in theaters, like there's Cheers. Yeah. Everybody kind of gels as one. By the way, I love watching movies in theaters. That's my favorite thing to do. I hope it comes back. There's certain movies that are it's like a fun environment.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes does not seem like one of those movies. I feel like everybody's kind of like looking at each other plotting, like if this goes down, you're done. You're done.
Yeah,
I'm off you. Like I don't want to be near you.
It's not one of those scenarios. It's like that. And at that time too, that's probably its last week in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's not even like it's on its way out of so there's no way that there may have been like 2 or 3 other people, but that might have been a fuck theater. If I'm being honest with you, Tyler.
Okay.
If I not that I don't know if that happens for sure because it's all dark, but there's different reasons. I feel like there's different reasons why the floors are sticky in Florida.
Yeah. There's, I mean, Florida.
That's too much. I know.
I think Floridians generally have a different sweat going on than most.
Yeah. But
which would lead to the floors being sticky. But yeah, I would imagine that there is some of that going on. But that thought has never even crossed my mind in a movie theater.
I just think that it's this was, again, I was too young to get in. But I was just old enough to get in to see Planet of the Apes in theaters. So that's just to give you a little bit. So PG-13, maybe I was between 14 and 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
So around that time, I think those are the people.
That's a big window.
I think all
of high school.
And exactly, I think those are the candidates for going to the movies with their friends so that they can fuck in the theater. No, wait, I don't need to do that. That's what they're doing.
Well, I don't know if this happened. So you did high school in Florida.
I
right?
did, yeah. Yeah. You should hear you. I'll let you hear me read, and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's because they served like legitimate bath salts at lunch. That was part of like the school issued. Alligator and bath salts.
Only the daily recommended amount of bath salts, not any more than that. But also, and by the way, you know that I graduated high school in Florida because it does say we did high school on the. It says you did high school all the time. Great job. Yeah. Here it is.
They refer to high school like it is drugs.
Yeah, it says
like we just did a bunch of high school.
It's just a printout of it referring to a diploma. It says here. It says here it is, but it's not actually here.
Like, do not use this diploma for rolling papers. But then there's a wink. It's like we're gonna
just the corners.
Nice.
But I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, when you guys, because the movie theater experience for me up here was like where the kids would just go with their cars and just chill in the parking lot, smoke some cigs, be away from mom and dad.
Yeah, dude.
They're always holding us back.
They don't fucking get it, dude.
Yeah, dude. And
yeah, dude.
But people didn't really go hang out in the movie theater per se. It was like more like kind of just in the vicinity with your cars with the lights on underneath and shit.
I guess that's the thing is like in Florida okay, so now I just got the difference. The difference is we need air conditioning. We need to go because otherwise it's like fucking swamp. And honestly, you don't want to be rooting around in another's genitals like a teenager's. I'm not gonna.
That's probably like war.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like you're out in like the trenches. You haven't showered in 10 days. Like hooking up in Florida feels like. Probably nom.
Yeah, yeah. You need. Yeah, I have flashbacks of a couple attempted, over the shirts stuff like that in the back of on the way home. Because another thing is there's not a lot of like you can take the bus in Florida and stuff, but like it's not like the big city. You know what I mean? Like you gotta.
Oh my god, yeah. Public transportation in Florida has to be the who's who of psychopaths in Florida.
Yeah, it smelled like. I love how everybody's like New York buses smell like piss. Like, bro, go to Florida, okay? All buses smell like piss.
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those white guys, but all buses smell like piss, okay? It's not just New York. We all have pissy buses.
I mean that's part of the it's endearing. That's part of the the atmosphere. You gotta smell a little piss.
It's part of the essence of the bus.
The essence of public transportation. Gonna be somebody on that bus that you're like keep an eye on him or her.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's gonna smell a little bit like piss.
I think the first time the funny thing is the first time I think I ever rode a public bus, like because school bus is like bad enough. There was like a couple times. So the weirdest thing I don't know about up here, because you guys have a lot of what I see up here a lot is like a van that just says like school children.
Yeah,
like we were all buses up north or down south. Sorry, and the weird thing is like every once in a while I'd be on a bus and there would be seat belts, and then the next time I'd be on the bus there wouldn't be seat belts, and I'm just like,
you were part of a research. You were like an experiment.
Oh,
like how many children will live?
yeah, like we were that was the control was like they all have to be orange, they all have to have that little bluebird thing on the back or whatever. We have all that standard, like whether it be short or long, and then they did introduce some that had tinted windows, which oh my god, dude, in Florida are like that, plus they had air conditioning on.
Did they also
buses.
have like rims on the bus and like a sound system?
That would have been that.
Imagine a pimped out bus with like just blacked out tinted windows.
This was almost like one of those vacation. It was because it had one of those air conditioning units that like a Greyhound has or something, like where it's like it's meant for long trips, but they would blast the AC. So you get on the bus and it was freezing cold.
Yeah.
And then you'd get off the bus and it would be hot and fucking muggy outside.
They're pumping oxygen through there like a casino.
Yeah,
like
I think there was a lot of dosing happening back then. We also gargled fluoride when I was young, when I was in kindergarten. Is that normal?
At whose request?
The teacher.
Is it just an isolated incident, like one wacky teacher, or was that like a thing that most did?
No, we did it on a regular basis. Is that like a flashback? Am I having? Did I have PTSD of like?
That's never. I mean, unless I, repress that memory, I've never been forced to gargle fluoride.
I mean, I
feel like I would have like. I feel like that would have been an issue.
I don't know if I was so much forced as I was coerced into. You know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of like saying the standing for the Pledge of Allegiance in class. It's like you just.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. That was a weird situation. I remember. I've talked to a couple people, like my a buddy of mine that I know up here that I grew up with, or not, like he grew up in the same area that I did. And I've known him for like forever, but we both moved to the same place and from St. Petersburg, Florida to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And he told me a story of a math teacher that he had that didn't really give them any assignments, didn't test them ever or anything, and at the end of the year asked everybody, called your name and said, "What grade should I give you?" And would give you whatever grade you said. What grade do you think you deserve? And you say whatever grade, and he said okay, and wrote it down. And that
guy, he's in prison now, or he's like he probably just owed a ton of money to organized crime. I would think.
I would hope so. Like otherwise, like why else? Why would you do that? Like why would you want it to be? Because. Like, I always think about it. I mean, it's very selfish even in this sense, but, like, that's traffic, man. That's somebody you're going to have to fucking drive with in a couple years.
Yeah.
That's going to be, like, you have no idea. Like, you could at least say, like, I mean, I don't know if a grade is, I never understood why, and this was a big struggle in Florida, the schools that did the worst got the least amount of funding. And the schools that did the best got the most amount of funding, and I was like,
right. That happens here too.
Okay, so that's is that wrong, or am I stupid?
It feels wrong. It feels wrong,
right? Like, I mean, not saying money would help it, but wouldn't it? Like,
there's probably an amount that would help.
Yeah.
Like, give the kids pencils probably helps.
Yeah, I mean, pencils are useful. Number two, I mean, if they make it a requirement, that's right there.
I was from my school district. The school I went to is a very good public school. Like it always tests in the top percentile of public schools, which wasn't good for me because I tested towards the bottom. Pat wasn't a very good student.
Okay. Well, I mean, but
some would say bad.
Okay, but
some would say.
Let's just say you're the bottom of the best list, though, right? So like that's still something.
Yeah. Well, I think at some point it's irrelevant. Because I was
because they kept telling you you're
radar.
at the bottom, you're at the bottom, you're at the bottom. They just kept drilling it into you, saying, like, oh, okay, so I feel like shit, so thank you. I mean, but really, this is a B minus, or was it? What are we talking here,
dude? I didn't sniff B minuses. I grew up. I was a good student until like when you couldn't just get through it through just your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do like stuff.
Yeah.
Like you do like homework and like fucking study and shit.
Show your work, which is, really
come on. What if I don't need to?
It's the answer right
there.
Show
my work. Tell me somebody has to show their work out in the road. That was my big argument to everything. It's like I'm not going to need this. And
we were right about that, and we were right about calculators. So like
exactly.
That's two.
Yeah. When's the last time you fucking picked up a Texas Instrument like a graphing calculator? Never.
Exactly. We got our phones now.
Yeah. But my parents were very hands-on, like wanted to figure out why I sucked at school. Like what's up with this kid? And I saw every specialist possible, every single one.
Yeah.
Learning disability, blah blah blah. And all of the specialists would be like, "Hey, yeah, his brain's fine.
Yeah.
He's very lazy. He's just very not into school."
What was it? They go.
I don't know what to tell you.
He's not being stimulated enough, or something like that. Like one of those weird things.
Like they would all the teachers would be like, "He's underachieving," and I would take that as a compliment, Pat.
Yeah, like saying like, oh, I could. So like, I'm not even given anything, and I'm like, I'm achieving. I'm like underachieving right now, but it's only because
I'm achieving under what you would expect. I think if you call somebody an overachiever, that's a direct insult to their IQ.
That's like
it's
saying
you're achieving more than I ever thought possible that you could do.
Oh, okay. No, I see what. So you're saying like instead of him saying like you're a piece of shit, he's like, yeah, he's just a lump of shit that's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Him saying like no, he could do a lot, but he's just not.
Yeah,
like
but then if you're like, if somebody's like, you're,
I would totally take that. I would, dude. I don't. You might be. Are you from Florida? Because I feel the same exact way. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. I am underachieving.
Yeah.
By
what are you
choice.
trying to say? Thank you.
By choice. Because I don't feel. You're not challenging me.
Exactly.
I don't feel challenged.
And then they would like talk highly of these overachievers, and I'm like, what? I still got some left in the chamber. These guys they're using all their shit up right now, dude.
Yeah, and also like you're overachieving. Like, so you've achieved. But then you kept going. Why did you keep going? You've already achieved.
Yeah, you're fucking up. You're fucking up average for everybody else.
Yeah,
average should like if average. This is what the problem is. This is why I'm content with being average. If let's say average is 30 push-ups, you could do 30 push-ups. That's average. Okay. If everybody started to try to be above average, that would push the average up. So now all of a sudden, average is 40 push-ups. That's harder.
That is, yeah.
Why don't we just stay with the 30?
Right.
That's more attainable.
See?
What the hell are we doing?
If I could be frank, if I
be
may,
frank.
I think if there is a, like, you should absolutely praise when somebody can go above, right?
Right.
But that's why you got to keep an average.
Let them go.
You got to keep an you got to keep an average. Let's just say he did 100. Like if he gets up to like 100 times the average, okay. But let's keep the fucking average so we can have an average.
So we're pushing. That's the thing. The average will go up.
Yeah.
If one person fucks it up and exceeds expectations, now the average is going up for all of us.
I like this.
Like it's total bullshit. It doesn't make any sense.
You're right. No, logically, if I may be now, you know what? This time I want to be Pat. I'm going to be Pat here.
Be Pat.
There is no. I think there's just a level of always like because that's the thing. My argument with the GOAT argument, like every time they say like the greatest of all time,
greatest of all time,
like the fact that it's always being talked about means like I don't think like you have to understand that there's never really a GOAT. There's never really there is one of the GOATs, and like there's just like let's just say what's a group of goats? Like a herd of goats.
A gang
of goats. It's just a big old gang of goats, and I feel like it's not like you can never say because. Like I personally love Anderson Silva as a UFC fighter. I love and I think he is like when I got to watch him in his prime, like performing in his prime, and it was just like, and like just super emotional, like battles, like super impressive, like quick knockouts. He had every kind of thing. But then somebody goes like, okay, Khabib is the best fighter, John Jones, and like, but. I can't say no to theirs. Like I can't be like no because like oh yeah they have those other records. And
and like people you got to factor in like where that sport was and then where it went to. Like people talk a lot about the LeBron Michael Jordan thing. Like that's the easy one to reference. But LeBron is probably a better basketball player than. He's definitely more athletic.
Right.
But if it hadn't been for Michael Jordan, there would be no Kobe. There would be no LeBron.
Right.
Maybe, I mean, I'm just talking hypothetically. Maybe there would have been, but
no,
they credit Michael Jordan as their inspiration. So how can you not make him the GOAT? He started it.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And like Silva, the same thing. It's like without Silva, because that was like in the heyday, UFC started to like really, like I feel like, and I'm not the biggest like, encyclopedia of mixed martial arts or UFC, but I feel if I'm remembering this correctly, there was a time, I would say like '08 maybe, where the UFC was basically guys like Chuck Liddell. They're like, working class blue collar guys that fought.
Yeah.
Just fought good.
Mm-hmm.
They were built like me.
They were tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it started to raise in popularity around like GSP, Silva.
Yeah.
And it became like a real sport where like people were training like full time on it.
So it was actually like it's funny that is I didn't even realize this. Like there's somebody, I think it was Kamaru Usman who fought this weekend, and John Jones. I can't remember exactly who the two people were, but there were two fighters that are like world champions now that both watched. And it's funny because I remember it, and I only remember it because it was the same time that I started watching on a regular basis. It was something that I was always like interested in, but it was something that I was like nobody else in my family was even at all like. They're not like, yeah, let's watch a cage fighting. Like, you know what I mean? Like even to rent it at Blockbuster or anything like that, I would always just pussy out and just never do it. But I was actually 2005, and that year was the same year. This is also a thing that made me feel fucking old as hell too. Was like the same year I think that John Jones and Kamaru Usman both started training MMA, and they are both world champions. And like Hall of Famers, future goats, if you will.
They've had a whole career.
But that's the thing,
like in front of your eyes,
is they both grew up watching. They started watching around the same time I did, so they also watched the rise of Anderson Silva and all that. And they were somebody that was like as enamored and as big of fans as him as well. So
isn't that funny how they must
have been
become
inspired,
a world class fighter. But you had the same like
trajectory,
perspective.
You're at the same level, or even like the fact that like it never. There's a couple videos or something like that on like Instagram of like John Jones and Anderson Silva when they met, like just outside of like airport or something. They're just kind of messing around, kind of just like lightly sparring, like joking around and stuff. I'm like, man, that would be, because that's the thing is like that's how you get. Kind of, you can't say even that settles a GOAT conversation either, because then you're like, oh well, he's not in his prime and he's not this, and he's already been knocked out this many times, his fucking leg or whatever.
That's why the GOAT debate is such a great debate, because it'll never stop.
Yeah, and
it's got all the makings of like, because I've heard people get more jacked up about a GOAT debate than like politics or religion.
Yeah,
like.
Especially the basketball one. I've heard that about the basketball one a ton. And that's the thing is I think there is kind of an answer if you're talking about let's legitimately say historically since we started measuring, there has to be a GOAT. And I would say in that case of mixed martial arts, it would be either Khabib and or Anderson Silva.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were just going by like accolades,
or Kamaru Usman, who like again he was just. But that's the thing of like seeing somebody who is so incredibly dominant and somebody that's like, you know what, probably a handful of fights and I might hang him up. And it's like, how old are you again? Oh, I'm 27. Yeah. I'm 27 years old, or I'm 32. It's like, okay, so I'm older than you. All right, so my time's up. I can't do that. I'm not going to be a fighter. Cool.
But the thing about fighting is, well, I guess like the problem with the GOAT stuff is like in fighting there's different weight classes. Like how do you say, because if you would go by like best fighter, well, it would probably have to be a heavyweight, because they would probably beat up the best heavyweight would probably kick the shit out of the best any other weight.
Brock Lesnar, you think, because Brock Lesnar fucking he really fought. He was a real UFC fighter. He could definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably kick the shit out of McGregor.
Yeah,
like, dude, he's way bigger.
Yeah,
he would just kick the shit out of him.
He was a collegiate wrestler. Like there was like there was a weird thing that I thought there was so much hype behind him, and I was so satisfied when Frank Mir creamed that guy, dude. He beat him, and it was wonderful and pretty handedly. So it was kind of
well.
cool.
I wanted to ask you about like with that before we get off this topic, because I was like, and I'm not super proud of this.
Oh,
the fight that I've been most interested in my life, aside from Mayweather McGregor, was this Jake Paul Ben Askren thing.
Oh dear.
But in my defense,
yeah,
I wasn't interested in like, I didn't think it was going to be a great fight. I really dislike Jake Paul.
That was what everybody. But I like. The unfortunate thing is, like, I feel like I started to share, like, I talked about it on GDP and stuff like that, about like the fact that I kind of like I saw this coming, the whole the end story of like Ben Askren has never. I shared clips of him boxing, I believe, even on the show. Like early when that was first announced, I was like, if anybody thinks that Ben Askren is going to shut anybody up, it is never ever going to happen. And I mean that with all due respect. He is a professional athlete. He is a world champion fighter. But as far as boxing, if we're just saying, it's like the same thing. If like you said, okay, so he's an MMA fighter, he knows how to use footwork, he could probably be a good dancer, like that kind of thing. Like you're really stretching here, and I feel like him and boxing was already such a stretch when he was in him and another grappler. His last UFC fight, that's what I just kept referring people to watch. Just, it's free, I think, on YouTube. It was him and Damian Maia, and those two were in a striking match before they started to roll around, and he got choked out by the jiu-jitsu guy, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The wrestler got beat by a jiu-jitsu guy. But like he just doesn't, and that's what I'm saying is from somebody. Take it from somebody who doesn't have fundamentals. Like, I don't even know how to say fundamentals.
You're from Florida, that's why. You got that Florida public education.
Fundamentals. Get them fundamentals, man.
We talking tools? You got the tools.
The front and the mentos. Front and the mentos.
Let me go to my toolbox and get some fundamentals.
So I think there was like a. When people were like, "Oh man, I hate Jake Paul," and I'm like, "Okay, well, don't watch this fight because there's not going to be anything satisfying for you here because
there was zero. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, it was really. Did you? All right, so I guess we'll say this. Did you watch it at a friend's house?
Mm-hmm. I watched it amongst friends, but I did put money on Ben Askren, despite my one of my good buddies is a former UFC fighter. Actually, he was a Bellator world champ.
Nice.
And we did a podcast that day because he was anti this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to gas him up a little bit, so I had him on, and he was telling me, Jake Paul's going to win. Jake Paul's going to win. Jake Paul, I'm telling you, and he put money on Jake Paul, and sure enough, we're watching the fight together, and he's just chirping me, dude. He's just chirping me the whole night long. Zach Makovsky, shout out to him. He predicted it right. But yeah, it was just fucked up. And the thing was, he's basically saying the same thing as you. And that's basically what I want to ask and I think I know the answer. Because Zach, his big gripe was that Ben Askren, who is a world-class UFC fighter, his biggest payday came doing the thing he was the worst at.
Yeah.
And like, that's just, if you're somebody that has been fighting professionally, and kind of getting, it's not the easiest life. And there's probably a lot like comedy. There's like probably 20 people that are crushing it, and the rest of the people are like kind of fucked.
I think this is like the equivalent if you had done a corporate gig and they had televised it.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing for, like, it was a bad night at the office. Like, he fucking, that's what people say. Like, that's what fighters always say, is like that kind of thing of like, that's how they try to get it out of their head. But he has such a good mindset that he was like, I know I can take punishment. So, worst case scenario, and like you said, from what he says, he was not knocked out, but it's also like
he looked like pretty knocked out to me.
He looked pretty knocked out, but I
super knocked out.
Where he's the GOAT of being not knocked out, and he was definitely one of the greatest of not being knocked out, and he
which is underachieving, by the way.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be overachieving? Like, you had consciousness, now you have unconsciousness too. Like, pick one, buddy.
It could go either way.
But he has a thing of like, we've seen him knocked out, right? We've seen him like
night,
right? So he was knocked down for sure. He was wobbly for sure. Didn't meet the 8 count, which I still don't understand with boxing. And then also was not steady on his feet. He was out. The thing about it was, if I don't understand like the people that thought for sure that Ben Askren weren't going to win, because I think that the thing you're talking about is he used to have like a great chin, I guess, maybe great tolerance. I think overall he has a great tolerance for pain, and he knows that Jake Paul is young and strong and probably could fucking hurt him, if not embarrass him. But he's like, is it really embarrassment? Because he said it. He did an interview with Ariel Helwani on his show on like Monday, and was like immediately like he just goes out there and just like, yeah, it sucked, but like also like it doesn't matter. No matter how that fight ended for him, he said he went in with it with the mindset, no matter how that fight goes, like the next day or the Monday after, he's gonna go back to teaching wrestling. He's gonna keep raising his daughters, blah blah blah. Like
it's just hard. Like
it's weird, but you're that's absolutely right. Like he definitely.
But the thing is, your daughters. There's a video of you getting beat up by this guy forever now.
Yes, but then getting out of the ring and then smiling with his wife and just walking back because he said because she goes, this is like he said he was laughing because people thought like, oh, it's a setup. He was tricking us or whatever. But no, like his wife said to him, this is your life. And he was just like, yeah, like, like kind of what did I get myself into kind of thing. Like, it was kind of like it was actually almost the best freeze frame moment in history of sports of all time. Like they should have rolled credits right over that.
Yeah, no, that was the only thing that I think saved him.
You think so?
Well, I mean, who knows what's going on in his mind? He probably doesn't give a shit.
Right.
He might give a little bit of a shit though.
You
just got knocked out on TV, but
by a guy that he said was like, oh, I'll like he was obviously, I think he was trying to hype the fight, but also he like, did he really think, like, I wanted to even say to him, did you really think you were going to beat him? And he was
I asked Zach that because Zach Makovsky knows Ben Askren. They were both Bellator champs at the same time. So, and he said that Ben is very aware person, very like smart guy. And I'm like, is he thinking he's going to win? And he basically said, I bet you he thinks that if this kid's a good boxer, he's not going to win. Mm-hmm. He's going to go get paid. Maybe he'll sneak, who knows, but no way did he think for sure this is a victory.
Do you think there's an element? Okay. So this is something I think I'm projecting maybe I'm projecting, Tyler. You tell me, okay? Maybe he has this thing that I have. I'm saying right now. I'm not saying you have it, but I definitely have it. Of that thing of no matter what it is, it could be my first time ever doing it, and I might beat the greatest in the world at it. There's some things, maybe not ice hockey or something where you need like literal like training and dexterity with like coordination of like skating and all that stuff, but like sometimes like a fight like that, if like Jake Paul, and I'm not trained whatsoever, but if they said you can go into this fight, like I have seen him punch, he looks fucking crazy. I've never boxed in my life. I've only taken 3 MMA classes, and I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. But if it's boxing, I'm gonna lose. But but also maybe not. I have that kind of like maybe not.
I have that with certain things, but fighting is not one of those things. Okay, I know if I go into a fight, that person has to be significantly smaller and weaker than me for me to stand a chance.
Yeah, I can.
My pain. I hate getting hit. Like I hated getting hit. I played football for 1 year. I was okay at it, but I just didn't like to get hit. I didn't stop playing baseball because I was scared to get hit by the ball. So. I'm a very scared boy.
Same, dude. I wanted to be catcher, and I wanted to be, obviously there was three positions that I was like, I like these positions, and it was okay. So all right. I want to rephrase this. I was playing in Little League, and there was a couple of the positions in baseball that I wanted to play in baseball.
I like three as a little boy. There was 3 positions that I loved.
In Florida, when I was playing baseball, I wanted only 3 positions: either pitcher, catcher, or third base. The hot corner, baby.
The hot corner, nice.
I wanted that one, but oftentimes I was outfield. I was outfield a lot.
I'm like left-handed. Lefty batter, lefty thrower.
All right, well, I'm going to end the stream. No, I'm just joking.
But no, that's like, and I was pretty good at baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where I played, I think I tried out for freshman, and I just was like, I didn't really like the dudes on the team. So I'm like, I don't really want to play that bad. So I stopped. But I would get like college letters up until my senior year for baseball. And but I was just scared to get hit by the ball.
That was it? That's it?
That was the whole reason I stopped playing.
Wow.
And I didn't love the guys on my high school team.
Yeah.
But I played like junior legion for a couple years, but then it got to the point where it was like every time I'm up to bat, the whole time I'm like, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's awesome. That's because I feel like I had that same thing. Like I just realized it super early on because I was like always complaining. I was fucking outfield. I was always complaining I was outfield, and then I was like I wanted to be. But the coach's son was the pitcher, and the coach's son's best friend was the catcher. And I'm like, okay, so the 2 best positions are taken by the 2 fucking most motherfucking shitheaded. And these kids made fun of me a lot. They used to call me hippo and shit like that.
Oh, fuck that shit.
And I threw sand in their face, and it was really funny. But it was the situation where like one time the catcher needed to put his gear on, and they were like, hey, fill in. And I was just like, what the fuck? But I was like, but he's putting his pads on. And I was like, so I don't get pads? And he's got to warm, and I'm warming up the pitcher?
Oh, shit. Oh, so yeah, without pads.
And that's the kid that I threw the sand in his face?
Yeah.
So the kid was fucking winging balls at me and hit me on the inside of the thigh. And I was like, I don't want to play baseball anymore. Like, I this hurts. Like, stop throwing the fucking ball at me. Why are you throwing the fucking ball at me?
Yeah, I don't like to play shit that could hurt me.
Pat, you're the catcher. Why is he fucking throwing the ball at me, though?
Yeah, that was it. So I just played basketball and golf. Can't really get hurt. If you get hurt playing golf, you were at the wrong place at the wrong time.
We got some pounding here. Laura says I played third base and center field. Wow, that's nice. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Ian says he got knocked down, but he got up again. That's what Ben Askren did. That's nice. Also,
it's like Chumbawamba, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It wasn't Ben Askren at all. It was Chumbawamba. You're right.
Chumbawamba. Yeah.
How funny would that have been to play afterwards? Like at the end of the fight, if like
that should have been his fucking.
That's
do you get exit music? If you get entrance music, you should get exit music.
So I've noticed this actually in the most recent, the past couple UFCs after the fight, because I've watched Kamaru Usman fight. He's had like a couple different fights during the pandemic. One against Jorge Masvidal, another one against Gilbert Burns, and both of those were in like empty arena or like the Apex, like the empty ones or whatever.
Yeah,
where only they have like a couple corner people and like everybody's distance and stuff. And then they did one obviously in a fucking sold out arena in Jacksonville, Florida. Woo!
Yeah,
go Florida,
that's
baby.
So Florida, dude.
That's
so Florida.
So fucking Florida. They did, but at the end of his fight, because he won all 3 of these fights, each one of them, the same song plays. I think it's Papa Got a Brand New Bag.
Okay.
Or something like that. And it plays after. So I think they do have, like, if you win, you get the song. But I don't think they give a loser a song. But that would be great. If
the loser should get the song.
They should, right? Because like you need cheering up. This is a funny premise. I didn't really I wasn't able to really flush it out, but it's just a really funny thought that I had. I'm sure I could flush it out, but it's basically like imagine being a fighter, right? Already you're scared, right? And then you pick your song, and then you're walking out and you're fucking pumped or whatever, and then their song starts, and they have a better song. Like what? Like already you're fucked, right? Like you're like that's already done. Like how do you?
You're like, oh, I should have got that. I should have.
Oh my god, that's fucking better.
I forgot about that song.
Especially when it's like a pun, like if there was like a whole, because like sometimes they build fight around like a conflict or an issue or something like that, and they're like, oh my god, that's the perfect fucking reference to the fucking, that's a great thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I would be so pissed. But John actually has a solution to the whole goat argument. He says that maybe we should have actual goats fight each other.
I love it. I love it.
And then just
John, I love that.
Pin their name.
Well, if John's still listening, because the whole reason I'm still the Ben Askren Jake Paul thing was so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I know John saw this because the PGA Tour is doing something similar.
Wait.
Like they're like the PGA
boxing?
Tour has set aside like $40 million to reward players for like being viral. Like that's how I understood. Let me pull up the exact.
Oh. Okay. So they're saying basically like if you can. So like it's kind of how this is a weird thing. While you're looking that up, I'll help. They had Conor McGregor had that issue with throwing the dolly into the bus and screaming at people and doing all this shit. And then people were like, how could you be so irresponsible? You're endangering people. You're hurting. Like this is unauthorized and uninsured and all this shit. And then gets like, made fun. People say like, we don't like that. You're a piece of shit. You're ruining the sport. And then Jorge Masvidal gets into a fight out back on camera with somebody else, like with like their and like just like, and I don't want to say sucker punches him, but like he was not expecting him to punch him whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh man, he's a badass. Let's enforce that. So like, where's the line here? Like, how viral do you want people to go? Like, what's the line? Are they giving?
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I know Zach. When I talked to Zach, his big thing was like, this is bad for fighting. This is bad for because these guys aren't good. They're bad at it. So, but all these people are watching these bad fighters.
Right.
It's like going to see bad stand-up. If you just go see, if they would televise, some I'm not going to name a name, but
you almost did. You started. You're like, yeah, this is live.
It wasn't a person's name, but like a fucking open mic somewhere.
Yeah.
If they would televise an open mic,
right,
on Netflix, and people would be like, I'm not watching stand-up.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah, I think
here's what it is.
Go ahead.
According to Golf Week, the tour will pay out $40 million to 10 players deemed to do the most to boost publicity and engagement for the tour.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. So I see this more as maybe I'm wrong because I'm not as privy to golf information and or news or any insights whatsoever.
You're just as privy as me and John, Pat.
Well,
you're just as privy, man. You just don't look. You don't seek it out, Pat.
You know what? I'm not going to pound off about this one. I'm going to tee up on this one, motherfucker. You ready for this shit?
Hell yeah.
I think it's more of like an ice bucket challenge thing.
Yeah, but that's bad. I think that's also bad.
Really? That's not like that's kind of fun. Or the thing where they do like how many bounces can you get on your thing for. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it just feels as if like
it's not like I don't think it should be like, hey, I fucked your wife or your, something like that, or your kids are dumb or something. You know what I mean? Like, you can't don't bring family into it, but like,
no, I know, but I just think whenever there's an incentive in sport that isn't focused on being good at the sport, it drains the talent pool.
I just thought of the greatest fucking look at this. I'm gonna help you be okay with this. Okay.
Okay. I love that.
What would you say your favorite sport is? I like this post. I saw a post on your thing where you guys were talking about if golf was a sport or not. But whatever you consider, like, what's your favorite thing to watch that's like competitive, whatever?
Golf.
Okay, so golf, and then what's the second one?
Football.
Okay, so football. Football has like an all-star game, right?
Yeah.
And like usually, actually, you know what? Football, I guess, doesn't really do this so much, but they allow celebrations. Do you like celebrations?
Yes. Pro celebrations.
So that, all right. Let's say in like basketball or hockey, do you like the skills competition?
I like the 3-point contest. That's it. Maybe the dunk contest.
But that's what I'm saying. This is just golf doesn't have that. Golf doesn't have an all-star game or like a skills contest. But like you guys do that stuff. You like doing the bouncing thing, and you see like if I can get into the cup over there, or if I can like I do the same thing when I go to the driving range. I work on my technique a couple times. Then I work on aiming. Then I try to say, can I hit that thing? Can I hit that thing? Can I hit that thing? You know what I mean? And I know everybody does it because that's why they're out there.
But so what you're kind of talking about is like Top Golf.
Tin Cup. Top Golf. I'm talking Tin Cup.
Tin Cup, best golf movie.
Right.
Fucking
love that golf
Don't
movie.
even come at me with any other golf movie.
I'm talking about the way he wins that longest drive thing when he says, I'm going to hit it into the – and then he hits on the road. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. He hits it onto the road, and it keeps going, and it goes the longest because –
he used his brain.
He used his fucking brain. I like that
clever.
Shit. I like that shit.
And I will fight to the death if anybody says there's another golf movie better than Tin Cup.
The only one, if I may, and this is it, and I feel it inside me. Maybe it's Florida Pat, but Happy Gilmore is pretty good. But you're right because it's funny. But they're both very funny. I love Cheech Marin.
And I would always, and I'm like a sucker for story.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Tin Cup obviously has the better story.
Prime Rene Russo.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Prime Rene. Oh my god.
Forget about that.
Are you kidding me?
Don't even think twice about that.
Her and Helen Hunt in that time frame at that time. When was the last time you heard about Helen Hunt, by the way?
Oh, probably at a dinner party where my parents were at.
Yesterday.
2001.
Oh, 2001.
You hear about this Helen Hunt girl?
You hear about this Helen Hunt? She's great.
She's nice.
I'm Mad About You. This great show. I got a VHS. Caddyshack 2, best golf flick. All right. John's
who
trolling.
said that?
John's
who
trolling.
said that?
John's trolling. He's trolling.
Yeah, he's just trolling. He doesn't mean that. He does not mean that.
Golf needs full contact team version. See, now I think Ron is also trolling here a little bit. I think he's trying to say like add more spectacle to it. So you want less. So are you more of a tradition? Like if so, I guess this is it. Are you a fuddy duddy on the course?
No.
Are you Mr.
I do. My shirt's never tucked in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't even wear sometimes I wear sandals. Like I don't give a shit. But I think like what are we trying to do? You know, I
think it's your version of an all-star or like a
But
like
they
a
have
skills
that. They have like the long drive competition.
Oh,
be a long drive guy. Yeah, I love it. I love long drive.
But like, isn't there like cooler technique? Like like in hockey, they like go like, okay, you gotta hit these points at this amount of the fastest time. Who's the fastest? Or like wouldn't that be fun? Like it's kind of gives like a beer, like it makes it. I guess that's the thing. Is it takes a lot of the prestige out of the sport, and I feel like that's the thing. So, do you think they're trying to humanize it in a very subtle way, like trying to get like more personalities out of these people?
I think what happened was they saw this Jake Paul phenomenon, this type of this like amateur fighting, and they think that they can apply it to their sport because it's the easiest way to make a ton of money.
I can see that.
You know, you don't need to. If you just are like, hey, let's take already famous people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to build up. You know, you just throw Tom Brady against Charles Barkley, like it was like that the match thing, that golf match thing,
right?
You know,
yeah,
which I loved, but I think it's two separate things.
So okay, I guess that's so. Should it be more of a kind of like. I don't know though, like, because how else are you going to get? I can see like, is it just about getting more viewers, or is it just about?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. Like it seems to be
because it wouldn't be like that. Honestly, to me, even like I still wouldn't be compelled to watch it. Really, I don't think. But I do enjoy every single time it's in my feed because obviously I help out John with hacks and everything like that. So I follow a couple golfers, but it's mainly I just like seeing people fucking rip balls, dude. I just want to see them like I do. So maybe even I'm the same way, but I guess are you afraid of it? I cannot get to that level though. It's not going to get to the level of Jake Paul or anything like that. I feel like that's
no. I just think like they have 40 million to spread out, and they're going to give it to the 10 most famous golfers who probably won't even, notice that, in their bank account, that whatever. So there's like so many golfers that like are struggling, that like mini tour people or like Corn Ferry people, like on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
They why don't you put some more money in the purses of those like smaller events? I think, I don't know.
So we got John says TaylorMade does a great series of trick shot competition type stuff where they're sponsored golfers. Okay, that's pretty cool. Also, he says maybe the golf world needs a show that explores the different avenues of golf through eyes of Oh, okay. Well, he's trying to do.
He's pitching hacks. However, to his point, that would be more, I think, effective use of the money to show shitty people playing golf.
Yeah, and that's, I guess I can see that, like, and that would be more of a, because that's the thing with they did with football too. Like they do it with kids. They do the Play 60 or something like that.
Oh, dude, I'm for throwing a bunch of 8-year-olds and having them play helmet to helmet tackle football. Let's get these kids. Let's get these kids hitting.
Yeah.
Knuckles in the dirt. Yeah. Let's get these boys cracking helmets.
What is it? Your helmet's not a headrest or something like that. Your helmet's not a headrest or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Let's go.
But yeah, I think there's a I didn't do really any team sport. Again, you heard the baseball story. But I think there can be appeal to it, but like I'm probably, it doesn't always have to be pro wrestling or like to the spectacle of Jake Paul. But I do understand like an aspect of like being like, come on, man, like just let don't have this be too much different, or why don't you, like, there's different avenues that you can take, like John was saying, but again, with hacks or whatever.
Definitely, but that's the problem. Like, if it's not like the team sports, they'll never have to do this. Like, they'll never have to do something for like promotion. Like, remember, even when Michael Jordan wanted to play baseball, they're like, "We'll let you play AAA. Yeah, you're not gonna play in the majors, man. We got games to win. We sell out as it is. We don't need it."
Yeah, I guess that's the team sport. So, what about that even? What about more of a NASCAR type feel? Like teams of golfers.
I like it. I do like it, but I think it takes away from like the limited team aspects that there already are.
But
like,
wouldn't there allow to be more golfer? I guess no, because you'd have to. There's still the same number of spots. I guess same positions or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite events is like the Ryder Cup. Like, so
what's that?
It's when the U.S. plays against Europe. In the matches.
Who's got more wins?
Right now, I think. I don't know what the record is, but I know hasn't been going well for the United States.
This is a weird thing I learned in Florida. This should be a segment of the show. Is it true that golf originally stood for golf is gentlemen only, ladies forbidden?
Oh, I didn't ever hear that.
Really? Okay, so
that was just that. But that doesn't not make sense to me.
I mean, I guess that was definitely the feeling that I've always.
I mean, that makes. I'm not gonna say no, that's not what it is. It seems like pretty spot on that's what it would be. Let's see here.
That makes sense.
I can't find. I think the U.S. has 26 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, that was.
By the way, guys, anybody joining in on Instagram Live and or Facebook Live, don't forget you can pound off in the chat. I see it. I'm trying to keep up as much as I can on Instagram, but you do have the ability again to join in. If you'd like to join in, you know the drill. It's I do erase the video at the end of the show, but your audio will be saved, and you can talk to Tyler here or myself about golf or other things, and
you want to talk shit?
Yeah,
talk shit.
You want talk some
Come
shit?
Talk shit via the internet.
So you said that you were a little bit worn out from the weekend. We talked about a little earlier, but you didn't get to watch the fights this weekend. Did you see?
No,
you see any of the highlights?
I saw some of the highlights. I won't watch. I heard what happened, and I won't watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was I showed you the other Photoshop that John made. It was like I said. The only way I could put it was like a roller coaster of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts because it's tough because at one point it's just U.S. just versus England and Ireland. Okay, that's what John's saying. Actually, hold on, Tyler. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna take a really quick break so I can take a piss. This happens all the time around this time.
I'm gonna go too then.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this screen up real quick, and we're gonna be right back.
All right.
Hey, I'm back. How are you guys? I beat him. Piss race completed and won. That was awesome. I'm barely even winded. You can't even really hear it, right? Everything sounds great.
How'd it go for you?
Oh, I won the piss race. John called it a piss race, and officially I took the win there. So you're welcome, America.
Yeah, but I went twice.
Ooh, but did you put any stank on it? I don't
Nope.
think you didn't put any stank on it. I put plenty of stank on mine, buddy. Thank you very much. Did you know that we had drops here?
You dumb motherfuckers!
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Who do you think you are? I am.
That's my favorite. All-time favorite sports moment is "Who do you think you are? I am." That was a quick piss. Thank you very much. That's my wife complimenting us right now on our. I think it was on my piss, but honestly,
Ooh, I hope so. I hope there's not a live feed on mine. What'd you do, Pat? Did you throw a live feed in here?
I did. I have done that before, where I was like, "Oh, I better turn the volume down because I don't want people to actually hear my piss."
Oh, do you feel weird about that?
No, I don't. But I also I don't know because I feel weirder about like fully conversing with my pets. I found out that I think I talked to my mom all but not openly, but pretty much judged me for the way I was talking to her cat, but I loved her cat.
Were you talking shit? Were you
No. I was just like, she's like, why are you talking to her like that? I was just like, I'm just like, I love you. Aren't you beautiful? I can't even mimic how I actually really talk. That's just an exaggeration.
Hold on. It would be weirder if you were talking to this cat like it was people.
But okay, so then
if you're just
it's
like,
good
"What's
that
up,
I don't actually tell you how I talk to him because that's how I actually talk. To
You might you talk to them like they exist in your I
ask them about their day.
But how are you sounding? How was your day? Like that? Or are you saying yo, what's up, bro? How's your day?
Oh no, I mean I'm not casual with them. I'm pretty formal.
That would be weirder.
It's more like I'm talking to them like they're my children.
Okay, that makes sense. You know what? So the weirdest thing I've ever heard. When I was still living in New York.
Yeah.
The Upper East Side. I don't know if anybody has any experience on the Upper East Side.
Mm-hmm.
There would be these people who would talk to their kids like they were other adults. That's isn't that foreign to you?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like they had expectations of them.
Well, okay. So I'm walking down the street and
come
I hear
on, bro.
Exactly. I hear this conversation behind me, and it wasn't remarkable, but they're talking loud, so I hear it. and this woman is talking to this other individual, and I didn't know who it was at the time. And the mother was like, yeah, I don't know. It's just the rent's a lot, and I don't know if we can afford it, but I think we're going to put a down payment on it. And I'm like, it's unremarkable. And then we get to the corner, and we all are stopped.
Yeah.
And they come up next to me. It's a mother and like a 7-year-old daughter, or just a 7-year-old girl. I don't know if it's their daughter. I don't know their family tree. But the person was talking about like financial strife.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what we're going to do. There's a lot. We got to save some more money. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You're talking to this 8-year-old like they're equal? They should know your financial details.
Yeah.
My parents would never in a million years let me think that I had any input on any of their decisions.
The only thing I would say like about that, like, because I think the same thing. Like I think I had it a little bit on the other spectrum of it, like where my mom didn't show like anything, but then it would just come out in like little burst of like, we can't fucking afford it. And it's just like, oh, okay, sorry. But it would be like the thing about that is like, is that person needed to vent, and like and like they were willing to risk severe fucking trauma, because like that's the thing of like that kid. I have no idea what the woman and the lady or the little girl look like. I have no idea anything else, but I can picture the look on that little girl's face when you like were like, what the fuck? And she was probably like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like,
they were like that why? Was like part of their normal thing.
Oh my God.
Because the kid was just like, yeah, I'm like,
there is a weird
my
thing.
Parents, like, even if there was like pizza to be ordered, my parents would be like, we'll decide what it is. You don't get to decide what fucking pizza we get.
But that's how they talk to him about that. They go like, you don't get to decide what kind of fucking pizza we get.
Yeah, like, who do you think you are?
Like, that's how they talk to him. It's like too much. Like, they're not actually your equal. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you can't, it's a weird thing where like with like children, like you can have like, okay, like, I feel
3
like,
of them.
Okay, so yeah, yeah, that's max. I mean, this isn't China, but seriously, come on, we're gonna have to put a level. But if there's like if with children, like you can't necessarily have like expectations. You can't hold them to your expectations.
Yeah.
But you can have expectations, but also like when they. Like, it's the same thing, because I was just saying, like, okay, you can expect them to, like, pee and poop in the toilet and not have but, like, also accidents happens. Like, if they're like, oh, you fucking shit your pants again? Like, oh, my God, I don't even have a fucking change because you shit on the other one.
Asshole?
Yeah, what are you, a fucking asshole? You fucking asshole? You piece of shit? What are you, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's definitely, I mean, dude, I'm not a parent, so I'm not going to knock.
Oh, no, I'm not either, but I feel comfortable saying this.
I'm comfortable saying you probably shouldn't have like a very like odd financial conversation with an 8-year-old.
There is a line. There still is a line, and like, because just think about it from the child's perspective. If I was a kid, like my mom didn't say like, I don't know how I'm going to afford this vacation. She would just say like, money's tight. Like that's the thing. That's the stuff you need to do. Money's tight.
Yeah.
Can't like
don't scare them. Don't like, and also you're living in the Upper East Side, so their money situation is probably not what ours is.
Most likely. Yeah.
There's probably like different. They're probably talking about, should we buy the $5 million house or the $4 million? I'd rather have the $5 million house, but the $4 million.
This is funny. John, Patty Piss Champ. We got some pounding off. He says also, only way to you could have done each other. Wait, you could have outdone each other is if one of you squeezed out a quick poop. Okay, sorry, I couldn't really read that. I apologize.
Respect.
He misspelled it. But also he says, do you feel weird about someone hearing you piss? Is a hilarious question to ask someone who has about 11 drops of him pissing. It's not all me pissing. I have 11 drops of me farting. I have a ton of farting, different ones, lots of different farts.
Are these real?
Yeah, these are all my farts. I have a little one. This one's called short fart, just a little one. Here's sharp fart. These are all real. And Manny, actually, a friend of mine and one of the hosts of the Falls Count Anywhere podcast mentioned that me one time we were sitting here after a show, and I just kept playing these, and he's like, I feel like you're gonna get me too'd, but because you've forced somebody to sit down and listen to your farts. And I'm like, is that a thing? This one's entitled Best Fart. It's low, but that's a good one. That's a real fart. So yeah, I've got a lot of them. But there are basically what I have is anytime basically just anybody new to GDP. I've got my drink drops, which are basically all the drops that I would like to play when I can take a drink and I don't normally have a guest. You know, like I would talk, you talk, and then that's when you take the drinks. But
Solidarity!
And time it right. See, I'm out of practice. But it's basically drink drops, different things. And then anytime somebody does join in and I have to let them go, that's when I have to let them know that I'm going
I want to hang up on you now. Please, understand this, okay?
It's a lot of Irishman drops. I love the Irishman. But yeah, we were talking about the fights right before we had to take our piss breaks, and it was a weird roller coaster of emotions. That was like there was a lot of weird leg injuries, leg traumas, even.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the first fight on the main card was a fight that I was looking forward to. Actually, we talked about it with Dom on Friday. With Anthony Lionheart Smith against Jimmy Crute. I don't know his fighting nickname, sorry, but there was about halfway through, I think, the first, and they just kept exchanging. You know, he just kept getting jabs, kept kicking Anthony Smith's leg, and they're like, "Oh, he better watch out! He better watch out! He better watch out!" And then Anthony Smith kicks Jimmy Crute in the leg one time, and he gives him, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think the term is like dead leg. It's the same thing that happened to Conor McGregor in the most recent Dustin Poirier fight.
Have you ever gotten a dead leg?
No, I haven't. But what from what I hear is it's just like it feels like it's asleep. Have you?
It used to be a thing people would do to one another in school. You would dead leg your buddy.
Oh no, this is not like I don't think it like. Are you talking about like punching them?
No, you would basically knee them in their leg, in their thigh, and it would put it to sleep.
So the same thing. Yeah, this is that thing. Yeah.
Holy shit. My friends would do this to one another in high school.
They don't sound like friends at all.
Yeah, it's a war zone out there, Pat.
What the fuck? What are your friends like? Of course you didn't want to play baseball.
Yeah,
those are your teammates.
They're monsters. They're absolute monsters.
So wait, okay, so yeah, he gave him that. So he was, it looked crazy. It looked like
you didn't dead leg each other in school. That wasn't like a thing.
And that's the guy from Florida going like, "What are you talking about?"
Wait, I feel like fucking there's.
I mean, sure, you switch a guy's meth out for something else every once in a while, but I mean,
I feel like this is like that Shazam Sinbad thing. Like, it's like, did it happen?
Dude,
did I not?
Don't get me started on the fucking Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Do you know what the Mandela effect is, Tyler? The Mandela effect is people being uneducated. It's people just being wrong about a fact.
You didn't think that you couldn't visualize the Sinbad Shazam movie?
No, I remember it.
That one got me, man. That one got me.
It was the funniest thing when they go like, "Oh, I remember Nelson Mandela died in prison." I'm like, okay, you're wrong. It's like one of those things. It's the weirdest thing to go because I remember there was Kazam that had Shaq.
Yeah,
and then there was also all of the wonderful movies that had Sinbad in them, including Coneheads from my childhood. First Kid, I believe, was one of those. House Guest was my favorite. All of those movies. So no, I'm very familiar with Sinbad's catalog, and I find it insulting that everybody goes, "Isn't that weird? It's an effect now." No, it's not. You're just wrong,
dude. That got me, Shazam got me, man.
Okay, so
I think it actually. And what was the other one? Bears?
And that's, to me, that goes to like the author. Like, how do you pronounce it? And then they go this way, and I go, okay, then that's how you pronounce it, guys. Like that. Like we have answers.
But I can even see the spelling is different.
So what is it? So what's the wait? I don't know if I know the controversy with that one. What is that?
So I think it's actually the Berenstein Bears.
Wait, hold on. Is there like, they're saying like, oh, one is, hold on.
No, one is real and one is like just a figment of your imagination.
No, I know what.
Like, if you would say to me, what is it? I would say it's the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. But is it? Yeah, that's. Are they saying that book doesn't? Did that book not exist?
No. But some people think it's the Beren.
Oh. Like, what's this? Okay. I got.
And some people think it's Bern, and I would say it's Bern.
Oh, they're wondering if there's a pun or not. Is that what they're saying? Like, because
no, like just the name.
That's so weird. I see that one. I don't know that one. Okay, so if you're asking me to read now, it's hilarious. If you're asking me to read as a kid, it's not as hilarious. It's more like, shouldn't you know how to read by now?
Well, no. This is, yeah. It's just the title. Do people know it as the Berenstain Bears, Beren, or would you say it's the Bernstein Bears?
Oh. No, I would say Baron. I always thought it was Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. See, you probably read as a kid.
Dude, bookmobile.
Were you a reader, Pat?
Can I tell you something?
Nerd.
My bookmobile picks were usually Clifford the Big Red Dog for as long as they would allow me to do it. Like, just to be like, come on, I like this book. And then I'd be like, I was afraid of being judged. Then it was, then it turned into, there was one year that I found the gem. Oh, let me tell you. It was Dan Aykroyd's book on the paranormal.
Oh, shit.
And I got that one, dude, and man, those pictures were electrifying. I actually did read the story of one of the first reported alien abductions and all that stuff.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
So that's what I'm saying is, this is something I realized just this past weekend. I was going into a bookstore to waste time. I'm not going to buy I'm not the person that buys books.
Yeah.
I feel probably way more illiterate than I actually am, because
right.
I came across the philosophy section, and philosophy that tickles an interest of mine. I love philosophy, and I ended up reading like a couple pages of the story of Sisyphus.
Syphilis.
The myth. Sorry, the myth of
syphilis, the sexually transmitted disease.
No, sorry, it's the myth of the clitoris. That's what it was. It was the myth of the clitoris. No, it was. I actually
does not exist, if you ask me.
I loved the ship of Theseus, and so this is funny. It was still rooted in dumb, but I was reading a book on a subject that I thought I was familiar with, but was not, but was still interested in.
Yeah, well, that's what I probably bought 10 books.
Mm-hmm.
None of them they're right there. I haven't opened one of them.
Yep. That happens a lot. That was
because I'm interested in the same shit. I like philosophy, but I don't know. I don't love read. I do like reading, but I get freaked out.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll open a book that interests me, and within 5 pages, I'm like, I shouldn't be knowing this. I should know this. I should know this stuff.
It's the anxiety. It's like I get the anxiety of me not doing anything. It's me just sitting there going like I sit there and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Or
I'll start daydreaming. I'll start reading, and then like a passage in the book will like be about something, and then I'll be like, oh, that reminds me of this time in my life, and then I'm paging, but I'm just thinking about this thing that happened in my life.
You're just skimming.
Like 5 pages later, I'm like, it's like when you go on a road trip somewhere and you don't remember making any of the turns.
Yeah,
you're like, was I texting the whole drive? What was I doing? I don't remember making any of these turns.
You're able to have that muscle memory of like, there's no real. It's the muscle memory is looking at your phone, like GPS or something like that. That's
I dated this girl. She went to Temple and she lived in like Manayunk.
Yeah,
and I would drive to her place so many times, and like I can't tell you how many times I would get down there and be like, how did I get down here?
Yeah,
how did this happen?
It's weird, and I like those. So I have like there's weird current politics and a lot of like current events and a lot of things where I'm just like I don't really give a shit most of the time. But if you're talking about existence and you're talking about parallel universes or fucking other crazy subjects of other things, other dimensions, other thoughts of lanes of thinking and everything. That's the stuff that I'm interested in is growth and progression.
Do you think there's parallel universes?
Yes.
I think So you think in one of them we're crushing it?
I think it's this one right here, buddy. Right here, motherfucker. Right here, buddy.
I always think about that, how there's a parallel universe, but in that one I'm successful. So this one I won't ever get to be successful because I'm using it in that other one. That other dickhead Tyler's stealing my shine.
He's wasting it right now. You piece of shit. He's like a YouTuber.
No, he's fighting Floyd Mayweather,
and he's like crushing it, and he defeated him. Like it was like a thing where like everybody was counting him out, and like he knocked him out or something.
Yeah.
But no, there's a weird thing where like I've thought about like I kind of feel like that's what ghosts and heaven and like everything is like
hell.
All of it is just parallel universes, just other planes of existence, and I think it's not in the I don't think there's any kind of like moral like scoreboard throughout your life that you have this many sins and this many good deeds and all this stuff, and at the end. But I don't know. I will say 100% I am agnostic in the sense that I have no fucking idea. But I will say that I think that I had a really funny theory that I'm like, when we dream, we are like, you know how we have dreams where we're like, oh, I'm juggling chainsaws, and then my fucking aunt was there, and like all this other stuff. That's you when you dream. You're visiting that parallel universe, and you're doing something crazy. That's you haunting that universe. You're the ghost there.
Oh,
and then when they're going on when they go to sleep, that's when we have residual hauntings at our houses.
Oh,
so every once that's why one haunting is always exactly the same. You always see like the fucking door like slam shut, or you see something fly across the room. That's somebody going like, "What the fuck is going on? This is not my house." Like I can kind of touch something, but I kind of can't. Like that's them, and you can't, and like we can't all reach perfect REM sleep. So that's why there's no real consistent like everyday thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That makes sense. And I also get I love the people that like they'll be like, "What does this dream mean?" As if there's some like law or some like body that can. Well, like how do you know? Like there's this girl. I said something on Instagram. Like I had this dream where I forget what it was. I think I was like landing a plane somewhere or whatever the dream was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What does this mean?" She goes, "Well, that dream means it's like." Says who?
Yeah, what are you fucking talking about? Like that?
Who told you that?
I think it's almost like you quantum leap into another dimension, and like you kind of remember that show Quantum Leap? Where you like kind of.
I wouldn't have watched that. It's too weird, man. I get freaked out. This.
And that's what I'm saying is like eventually. So this is what will happen. The last book that I was reading, that I got almost to the middle to the pictures. I almost got to the pictures. I was because they all got to have pictures. I got to a point where it was a book. I'm really interested in cephalopods, like octopus and other like octopus, squid, like all that stuff. Like,
why did you just say that?
Intelligence. Well,
you just give me these words that I don't know. You know, I don't know what that word means. I'm like, I'm really into cephalopods. It's like, what?
It's also like a nautilus, like those weird shelled ones. Like it's different ones, but octopus, I guess, is the best way to, because they're the smartest, right?
It's the best name for an animal.
Yeah, it really is. Octopus is.
I get because you get the octo, but then it's like, what's up with that puss at the end?
Right. Yeah. Why is it like?
Why is that like a weird kind of like?
You know, the funniest thing is they still like. Okay, so you think the plural of octopus is octopi, right? Everyone kind of makes that joke of like, oh, it's not. But then you still miss the fucking joke by not saying it is octopussies. It's octopuses.
Hell yeah, dude.
So like it's still
octopuses.
Fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
I think whoever invented the name for it had to just go like, I just like to go like, they're the same person that probably invented the word moist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like octopus.
It's like, well, I wanna say pussy.
Yeah. But
so let's figure out a way for me to say pussy.
Oh, I got it. How about 8 pussies?
Yeah.
No, Ron.
What's better than 1?
Okay, how about octopus? And they're like, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's pretty good, Ron. All right, fine. It'll be octopus because it's got 8 arms. It's perfect.
You know what's funny about my reading?
Huh?
I would read a lot before bed when I was growing up, but what I would read was the children's almanac. So, and I was very like
children grow.
No, like just stats and like thing. Like I was very fixated on cities and populations of cities.
Oh, I did that.
Like
with,
I have Rain
Guinness.
Man knowledge of city populations.
I would do that with like Guinness stuff. Like,
yeah.
Did you know that the Elephant Man's name was actually John Merrick? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like shit like that. Like, all right.
Like, do you know the population of Buffalo from 1998 to 2002 was 468,000 people?
I would love to be a fly on the wall in your house and just have like your parents just go like, no, who would know that?
Yeah. Well, that was you could probably ask me a city and I would be able to guess its population within 20,000 people.
Really?
Right now, I might have lost my touch, but I try me right now.
All right. Any city, really?
Any American city.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah. Do you want me to look it up, or are you going to do it?
No, you can look it up, so I don't lie.
Population of Knoxville, Tennessee. That's what I'm going to look up.
My guess is 280,000 people.
Now we're going to just wait 10 minutes for me to spell population of Knoxville. Right? Yep, nailed it. Knoxville, Tennessee. Because you're the only 10 I see. Wait, what did you say again?
280.
Damn, it's 186,173 as of 2019.
Yeah, all right. A little off.
But that's
close enough, though.
But
give me one more.
You had 280. That's fucking. I'm sorry, but that's pretty close. 280, 180.
Yeah.
Hey, not to sound like a terrible asshole, but what's 100,000 lives? All right, so population of. Let's see if anybody. We'll do this a couple times. I want to do a couple rounds of this. So if anybody has a population of a city that you want him to guess, pound off in the chat. I'm going to say. I'm trying to think of an obscure one. I want to try to think of one. All right. Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
O-H-I-O.
Probably. I'm thinking it has 450.
Okay, so I did just add that at the end of Tennessee. So maybe I should have somebody else look at.
No, Dayton. Let me hold on. Let me think about Dayton.
It's good. I didn't even hear it anyway, so you're good. Population of Dayton.
I'm saying 350.
You're gonna say 350. The population of Dayton, Ohio. You said 350. You want to try? You want to try again? You want to try again. Let me say this. You want to try again.
Then it's 650.
Okay. It is 140,569. 69 though. I mean, right?
It's close. All right, so I'm let's call me 1 for 2 here.
Adult. Wait, hold on. Adult autism. Oh wait, they're pounding off to each other here. I don't know what's going on here.
Give me a city, John.
All right, I'm gonna do one more. Oh wait, who the fuck is Anne McLean?
John McClane's sister.
McLaren. McLean. That's good. All right. You get points for that. Don't worry. All right. All right. How about this? Allentown, PA.
I mean, that's an easy one.
Go for
it.
Like
100. That's 120.
That's okay. See, but there you go. Now you're back in it.
Yeah.
Because it is 120,915. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh is smaller than you would think. See, you gotta like if it's city proper population or if it's like greater Pittsburgh area, that's a huge difference. So Pittsburgh, 350.
That's not bad. 302,205. We got somebody. Chris Freed's in the chat here. It says Beatles, Alaska. Is that a thing?
Butte?
Maybe it's Butte. Hold on.
I mean, let's talk about cities
Montana?
Here, not towns.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, Anchorage. How about Anchorage?
Anchorage, 500.
That's what you say. 500.
Yeah,
it's 293,503 or 531. Sorry.
Still relatively in the neighborhood.
You're not that far off.
Because there's tiers of there's tiers of cities. There's like Allentown where it's like 100 to 200, and you got the mid-level cities which is like 500 to 7.
Okay.
And then you got million and above. And some of them, the big cities will surprise you.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna try to stop being so obscure. Let me say New Jersey. No, New York City.
I think that's I think that's like 8 million.
Ooh, 8.7 million. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. See, yeah, you're up to your current one. You got your main ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's try Baltimore. Baltimore? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if that's. I think that's lower.
Ooh. This is going to be a hard one.
I think like 750,000.
It's 2,325,000. Actually, right on the dot.
Right.
I wonder how they got a nice round number like that. That's really interesting. All right, so we got some more here. We got Freeport City, Kansas.
Not guessing that one.
And it looks like it is Bettles, Alaska, maybe? I'm going to look it up.
Like 32,000 people. Probably less. There's probably fucking 1,800 people in it.
Alaska. Bethel, Alaska. That's what I found here, it looks like. What'd you say again?
1,800.
6,472.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't have been in the almanac, in my defense.
Yeah, so I guess that's the thing is the bookmobile, like, do they don't, obviously I'm sure they don't do that now.
Well, like where you read enough, you get a pizza?
No. Oh, do they? Oh,
Book
man,
It?
that would have been the fucking.
Oh, you didn't do. How does in Florida do Book It with Pizza Hut?
They may have, but I think maybe we just had a really low bar in the house and we just wanted the pizza, so we just knew. It was like we were like the rat that figured a way around the maze.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I don't think it was any kind of progress, but no, we did. I remember the bookmobile being like you go in, you can pick a book and get one, like you get points or whatever. But so you would have a thing where if you read books, you got pizza?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Do they still have
pound
that?
off if you had? I think it was called Book It.
Do they still have
where you'd have a pin
perfect.
and there would be like 7 stars on the pin.
Yeah.
And every book you would get a star sticker, and once your Book It pin filled up, you would go get a personal panza over at Pizza Hut.
Wow, holy shit. So this is perfect. I have a drop for this also.
Book it.
That's Conor McGregor saying book it.
Book it.
That is amazing. Okay, so we have I think I'm lagging in convo. John says, "Damn, I'm really triggered. Premium Ron's autism by mentioning autism." Uh-oh. So yeah, they've been pounding off a little bit in the chat here. I don't know if John's bullying somebody, but we may get kicked off Instagram. So I think I think the Book It thing, like if they still have that, do they have that for adults at all?
Well, I think what happened was
I want to do that.
It led to childhood obesity. So as we got smarter as a society, we got fatter.
See?
And they had to pick one or the other.
Turns out I am an overachiever because I didn't read a goddamn book and I still got fat.
I was a chubby kid too.
Because of all the fucking book reading. But that's the thing is I like the classic any time of that stuff. I used to brag, and this is the funniest thing. When my buddy told me that story about his teacher just asking them what grades they wanted, I was like, I used to brag about in middle school in 7th grade in language arts. We had to do a book report, and I got all of the extensions I could get as far as picking the book, as far as writing the book report, all the other shit. And I ended up never even cracking it open. I never read a page. I just read the back synopsis, and I did the whole book report, and I just stretched it out.
Yeah.
And I got an A-. And I was like, man.
Cracked the code.
I thought I was brilliant, but I was like, she didn't. She just saw that the framework was all there, and she was like, yeah, that's right.
Do you have any I have I wouldn't call it a traumatic experience with a teacher. Do you have any who was your worst teacher?
My worst teacher, I didn't necessarily have like the worst teachers. Oh, I would say Mr. Tucker. Mr. Tucker was definitely the worst motherfucker because he was really meek, and then he would kind of like this is me looking back now. I obviously didn't realize this in the moment. He was just a fucking dickhead. But but he was like somebody who was like, I don't think he had a lot of confidence running a class. So he would be kind of overwhelmed by the shitty Florida kids that were in his class.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Florida. Florida, you got to give a bad teacher a pass in Florida.
Right, exactly, and that's what I'm saying is like now because I even try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I've told this story a couple times on the show before, but I was in the class and I said, you know, I had just seen The Amazing Jonathan. That was a comedy special that I fucking loved. And I was never really a bad kid. I was just I didn't give a shit. I was very aloof. But this one class, I happened to just share this joke that I loved, and I was telling my friends. And I kept telling them and stuff like that. Or I told them the joke, and it happened to be like the end of the joke was right as the bell had rung, and they were laughing their ass off right as class was starting. And he was just like, that day, he was like, today I'm not going to take it. So as soon as the bell rings, that was the day he was going to make. It was just the worst case scenario. It was like the best, And he says, like the bell rang, and they laugh, and he's like, what's so funny over here? And I was just like, I'm sorry. And I even did this. I was like, I'm very sorry. Please continue. I apologize. I wasn't trying to be disruptive. I literally, dude, I was like being so respectful. And he goes like, I just told him a joke that I heard, and they thought it was funny. It was not about you. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And he goes like, he's like, well, I like jokes, and I was just like, dude, I was like, trust me,
you're not gonna like this
because the whole class like he's doing this. I'm sitting at my desk, but he's like the whole class. He happened to control the whole class that day.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I like jokes, and I was just like, dude, not this joke. And he's like, no, go ahead, tell me. And I was just like, okie dokie. And I was like,
what's the joke?
I said, did you blow bubbles when you were a kid? And he's like, yeah. He's like, of course. And I go, well, he's back in town and he wants your number. and like the fucking class erupts. Like this was one of the first laughs. This is how I remember it. He was the worst teacher, but not because for lack of effort. It was just, I think he was just new and wasn't as versed with dealing with shithead middle school kids.
Right.
And I just got him on the wrong day, and he was like, go sit outside. And he made me like clean all the graffiti that was on his wall and all this shit. And I was like,
Mr. Tucker sucks graffiti.
Yeah, and it was like Mr. Tucker sucks dicks or whatever. Like, what about you?
Yeah.
What was your worst teacher?
Well, I have a story similar to that. I don't know if it's my worst teacher, but
yeah.
I made a joke in class. We were learning about like Samoa, the land, and so I was sitting in the front, and the kid sitting next to me, I forget his name. I think whatever, it's irrelevant. But we just kept on making Samoa jokes. Like, can I do this? I want Samoa this.
Oh, I love it.
And we were taking a quiz, and I asked, I wanted another piece of paper. I'm like, Mr. Lewis, I'm out of paper. Can I have Samoa? And he fucking, like, he glitched out. He snapped.
Yeah.
And he was a tenured teacher. He was older. So he starts screaming. He's like, I'm going to hit you, and it's going to hurt. And he started kicking my desk, and like,
Whoa.
I'm fucking, yeah. So, and then he's like, get out. And he throws me out of this class. And so I just like go to the principal's office, and I'm like, but he was like physically violent to me.
Yeah. Like, so he did like when he's like he picked you up and like pushed you out.
Oh
of
yeah,
class.
no, he kicked me,
Holy
and then he was
shit.
like grabbing me, and I was like little. I was like a little kid in high school. So, and the whole class is like, what the fuck? And I go to the principal, and when I got to the principal, looking back now, they were clearly worried about a lawsuit, but I was too stupid. They were like, do you want us to call your parents? I'm like, no, please don't tell them that I just got kicked out of class. Yeah. Not thinking that like I just got the shit kicked out of me by a teacher.
Oh, and do you think that was like their kind of like way of like not showing their hand? They're like,
yeah.
So
yeah.
John, so do you want me to?
Yeah, we can call your parents if you want. And I'm like, please don't fucking call my parents.
Mr. Johnson kicked you and everything like that. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want us to? He kicked you out of his class, and do you want him to like there was like definite things of like we have to get it all on record, but like
right,
that's nuts.
And all they did was. Like, I never went back to his class. They were like, all right, he's pretty upset with you. Shit went down. We're just going to put you in a different class. So I went from world history halfway through the semester. They just put me in American history. Like, I'm like way behind, you know?
Yeah.
And like, but they were like, we're just going to give you a B up until that point. And looking back now, it's like, oh, they didn't want to get sued.
That's
nuts.
That's crazy. So wait, what was it? Like, was there, had you acted up in that class before? Like, was that like
not a ton,
not
but
to
like,
that extent, like not to
I
be
wasn't
like,
a good student,
but not to warrant like him kicking you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nuts.
no, it wasn't like that. And the thing about it was so weird.
Yeah,
because the Samoa joke he loved for like half of the class, and then he just fucking glitched out and snapped.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part. There was the only other time that I can think of that I had a really weird scenario in like really surreal kind of scenario. 2 times actually was there was like the time where I was in class and I was sitting. The girl behind me that always sat there was always talking, always a disruption, and her name was Tasha. And I remember I was sitting there and like we were and the whole class again was going crazy. This was biology. And this was the teacher was like, quiet down, and like and he was from he was like New Zealand, or he had either New Zealand or Australian accent, and he was like, quiet down, Tasha, be quiet, and like because she was the last one that was talking or whatever, and she said whatever, and I was and I don't know why I said it, dude, but out of nowhere I just go, as soon as the class went silent again, I go, my dog's name is Tasha, and again the class like and she just fucking punched me in the back. And it was one of the first times I could notice that I made my teacher laugh, because he was like, and he was like, quiet down, quiet. And I was like, ooh. And like she just punched me in the back, and I was like, he saw her, and it was kind of like one of those things of like, it was a time where like the teacher like saw like, look, you burned her, she punched you in the back, it's over. Nobody has to get written up or anything. Like it was like one of those things of like, all right. And then she ended up cornrowing my mohawk later on that year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
cool.
The most, white guys with cornrows is the most Florida shit,
dude,
I've ever heard.
And that was me. I had a cornrowed mohawk. But that'll be a conversation that we can continue at another time, because we're at 1:00. I don't want to keep it too much longer. Than
this
we
was
have
fun,
to.
man. I had a good time.
This has been a lot of fun, dude. This is something that I want to try to do more often, about having guests and stuff like that. And I think honestly, it went and the best part about this, and the reason I wanted to have you on, you were on the list of people that I wanted to consider, because every time I talk to you, it's like effortless.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. Even though we know a lot of the similar people, and we've not like, but I consider like you. Like I talk to you like a friend. I consider you a friend.
Likewise.
And like
we had that weekend at Penn State. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that whole time, I'm like, oh yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah.
But I don't think. Then I was like, wait, I don't think we've ever actually met. I don't know, but if we have, and then we just saw each other at that Easton thing, which by the way, April 28th for anybody listening today or throughout the week before this weekend. April 28th, you're going to be back at the comedy night at the Easton Comedy Festival.
Yeah, baby, right? Rivals. Me and Chris Freed, who was the dickhead, throw me off in the comments. He's a real piece of shit, though. But funny guy, piece of shit. But we'll be there with Joey Ferraro and Marcus LeVar.
I'm not as comfortable around him. Tickets are $15. It is first come first serve as far as that stuff, and it starts at 8 p.m. But get there early, because the seating is first come first serve. TylerRothrock.com, the Teed Up podcast on YouTube. If you're listening to this, also before May 7th, I'm going to be in Northumberland. On the 8th, I'm going to be in Grantville. Yeah, is that good? Grantville, PA?
I'll guess that population right now.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Hell yeah. I'm excited.
Grantville, Pennsylvania? Correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope so. Jesus, I hope so.
Grantville, PA.
Population.
The greater Grantville area has 4,300 people.
PA. All right, here we go. Grantville, PA. What'd you say again?
4,300.
4,300. Hold on a second. No, okay, so yeah, you're not bad, not that far off. 3,581.
That's what I'm talking about. Going out in a W.
Dude, that's really good. That's a really good one. Bettles has a population of 12. I looked it up, I swear to God, and it didn't say, like, did you mean or anything like that. It gave me someplace, Bethel, Alaska. I don't know.
Is that Chris Freed again?
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, he's just a giant asshole. And the people know that.
Appreciate him sticking around, though. Appreciate him sticking around.
I do, but
even if it's for the insults, either way, I appreciate you sticking around as well. Thank you so much for doing the show today.
Yeah, man, dude, thank you. It was awesome.
Stick around a little bit. We can say goodbye and stuff after the show. So, but just I love you.
I love you, buddy.
Bruce.